Hi guys, hope you're having a nice day. Let's talk about Call of Duty Vanguard. Call of Duty Vanguard was released on November 5th for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS5. Actually no, not Xbox 360, my bad. PS5, PC. And that's it. I don't think anymore. While it was hailed as having more hype than Battlefield 2042, it didn't exactly receive a warm reception. While the overall gunplay and animations are nice, there are a number of flaws that prevent this year's entry from being completely entertaining. Let's take a glance at certain things that players dislike about COD and Vanguard. Number one, horrible teammates. The campaign in Call of Duty Vanguard has some positive aspects. It features many of the spectacular set pieces that you expect from a Call of Duty game, as well as stunning visuals and a charming cast. Regrettably, some shaky teammate AI detracts from the overall experience. They'll fire the player for no apparent clause just as quickly as they'll escape if a single enemy begins to flank them. While no one expects perfect AI in a Call of Duty game, let alone the story, you'd think it wouldn't be this poor. Number 2, short campaign. A quick story isn't unusual in Call of Duty, but even by those relatively low standards, Vanguard's story is gone in no time. There are only 9 operations to complete, each taking around roughly 5 to 6 hours, and there's no need to return unless you really enjoy playing on complex difficulties. It doesn't improve that the whole thing is so repetitive, with vehicle missions, stealth missions, airport missions, and so on, of all multiplayer is where the real action is, and Call of Duty Vanguard is bound to deliver, right? Nope. Number 3, time to kill. It's an implicit admission that Call of Duty has a fast time to kill in multiplayer. The genre relies on being a Twitch-based shooter, however, there is an issue when players say that the time to kill in Vanguard is too rapid, so the problem was identified during the test. It's now been confirmed in the complete game. Maybe the headshot damage still messed up, especially when the body shot damage appears to be fine. In any case, getting it quite perfect will take more effort. Number 4, weapon balancing. Weapon balancing is difficult in any multiplayer game. You don't want to overnerf a weapon just because it's fashionable, random, and useless to people who appreciate it. You should, however, advocate the use of other weapons, even if a few will inevitably become the next powerful meta. With that in mind, the MP40 and STG-20 will require some tweaking. When one of the most common criticisms is time to kill, and you have weapons capable of 2 shots in foes by simply striking their limbs. The stability is off. Something needs to be dialed back, whether it's the attachment or something else. Weapons like the M1 Garand needs to be enhanced and nerf the other meta weapons. Give other weapons a shot, so then people can have more enjoyability in all the weapons. Number 5 is bloom. Here's one of the numerous things that were in the beta but weren't fixed. Something that was absent in the beta but was included in the final version, bloom. Bloom is purely arbitrary bullet spread that you can't control, unlike recoil. In fact, employing attachments is the only method to limit it, and even then, the quantity of random spread is ridiculous. It unnecessarily blames you for gaining the jump on an enemy or firing forth, instilling a sense of luck into each fight, which is just horrible for any competitive shooter. Number 6, player spawns. Spawns have historically been a problem in Call of Duty games, but that doesn't explain how bad they can be in Vanguard. When you combine this with the fast time to kill, it's incredibly simple to die, spawn, and then die again without much of a gap. And that's without even counting maps like Deserts, where spawn trapping a team is very simple. A player can spawn right next to the opposition team and kill them as necessary. Number 6, Command Pro returns. There were various types of butter in the early days, number of types of gold in the early days of COD, with Command Pro being one of the most renowned. It appears in Call of Duty Vanguard, where you can teleport to an enemy with a lunge and insta-kill them by utilizing the bayonet attachment on a weapon and the reach proficiency. It's unclear when it will be fixed, but it's inconvenient and yet another major balancing problem. Number 7, skill-based matchmaking. We've said it before and we'll say it again, skill-based matchmaking is a negative thing, and it's going to continue being a negative thing if they don't fix it. When you're playing normal or ranked, every competitive multiplayer game incorporates some type of skill-based matchmaking, or SBMM. However, its execution in Call of Duty has proven extremely erratic in recent years. You could be slaughtering one match and then ruthlessly stomped in the following 3 before the matchmaker swings you back in your favor. The issue reappears in Vanguard, much to no one's astonishment, and makes it difficult for time to come. Honestly, SBMM needs to be reduced in order for players to stay and retain the game and keep playing. If you keep increasing it, many people will just not play the game because of how sweaty the lobbies are. Number 7, map design. Aside from the spawn troubles in Dassars, Vanguard has several fantastic maps like Tuscan and Hotel Royale. However, especially in sub-pens and dem ganks, the frequency of misses is significantly higher. The removal of score streaks, modifications to the radar, spawn troubles, and so on all contribute to a dreadful experience. But if you're not battling with campers or head glitches, their layouts are generally not pleasant to run through. Number 8, bad visibility. Visibility was a huge issue in the last game, and it appears that Vanguard is no exception. Most operators camouflage into maps, making it difficult to spot them until it's too late. Because factions aren't present, you frequently confuse your comrade with the adversary. It may not have been a large issue on its own, but when paired with everything else, it becomes substantially more irritating. Number 9, no map voting. In Call of Duty World War II, map voting allowed players to vote on the map they wanted to play. While this allowed players to choose their favorite maps, it also risked dragging down the experience as they repeated the same gameplay. Vanguard does not have map voting, although it is widely agreed that it should be reinstated, perhaps due to how horrible some maps are. Despite of one's position on this topic, it's strange to see it absent this year. Number 10, zombies. As a result, the campaign is uninteresting and the multiplayer is irritating. How well does Trek Zombie perform? Sadly, it's also a huge letdown. Not because it's bad, but because of the lack of material and how tedious everything becomes. It blends rounds with exploration and other objectives. Fulfilling these will make the map more difficult, but you can also skip round 4. You have the option of continuing to fight or giving up since it's really just more of the same. In terms of enjoyment and replay value, Dan Fang is a significant step down from Zombies' previous adventures. Crashes. Of course, a new Call of Duty wouldn't be complete without crashes. While nothing is as bad as last year's entry, many clients have reported lots of issues with the game, especially when loading and also downloading any updates or trying to load into games due to maybe network issues or game coding programming issues. PC seems to have more issues than console for some reason. I think it's due to PC having more files to be downloaded. Sledgehammer has been releasing updates and fixing bugs, so it'll only be a matter of time before everything is fixed. Possibly, maybe not. We'll have to wait for Sledgehammer. So far they seem to be on a break, and when they come back from holiday it seems like they'll fix it, but we're still gonna have to wait and see what happens with time. Honestly, Call of Duty Vanguard is a Call of Duty game only brought for Warzone, as it allows players to level up weapons quickly. Other than that, I do not see any other reason. World War era FPS games are something in the past, nobody enjoys it anymore. Modern and futuristic eras is a new category for fast-paced shooter games. In my opinion, Call of Duty Vanguard is one of the worst Call of Duty games to come out in this decade. World War II games in general just don't work anymore in my opinion. Nobody likes these old-fashioned guns, nobody really follows the actual direct history. Like a lot of the history games, especially from Call of Duty, World War II and Vanguard, they follow completely wrong path, they alter it. The red dot sight wasn't made until like 1980. The fact that they had it in this game is bullcrap. And then you have like other crazy things with the zombies, linking with World War II, you have the bosses, the villains, gun sound effect attachments. Everything about it just completely just doesn't make sense, and it just overall seemed like a rushed game. Vanguard could have been better if it maybe was handed to a different team. I'm thinking Treyarch did seem to do a better job of Cold War. Cold War, now when I think about it, wasn't as bad as it was before. A lot of people criticized it and didn't like Cold War, but in my opinion, Cold War did seem a better option than Vanguard, especially when it was integrated with Warzone. Vanguard integration has completely ruined Warzone, and because of the Vanguard integration, they've lost nearly 50 million players on Warzone. So that already tells you like the situation that you're at. Whereas with the Cold War, I think the Cold War integration wasn't that bad, especially when we had Verdansk. When we had Verdansk through the Cold War integration, things were much more better. More people were playing. I know it was also because of the lockdown and all that, but in general, I think that it was more better due to the Cold War guns being a little bit more usable. You don't have to level up that much, and it made sense. You know, it didn't piss people off with the history. Vanguard is a completely different story. The integration is messed up Warzone, and it's also messed up with other Call of Duty games like Cold War and Modern Warfare. I've had to report that Modern Warfare isn't even loading properly because of Vanguard's integration and updates. I don't know if Call of Duty has done this on purpose to block Modern Warfare and force people to play the new Call of Duty. Knowing them, maybe, but I don't know, to be honest. I also heard that Vanguard apparently is bringing a new anti-cheat to Warzone, but I don't know about that, if that's gonna fully work. Well, that's it for now. Let me know below in the comments your thoughts. Please like, share, subscribe, and peace.